Hey guys, Allie Washburn here, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 very simple tips that you can do to improve your vocal performance. If you're getting ready for a show or something, here are 3 things you can do. Yeah, they're very simple, so I will get into them in a minute. First, I would like to announce that we are fast approaching the 25th of this month, which is crazy. And on that 25th, I will have released this month's cover song, which I'm super excited about, but I haven't chosen it yet because I'm hoping that you guys will add in the comments below or to any of my videos, honestly, what you would like that cover song to be. It can seriously be any song. I will try to learn it as best I can, and basically, probably like the 23rd, I will have written all those suggestions down, and I'll put them in like a hat and mix them up, and then I'll draw one, and whatever it is, there we go, that's our cover song. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, without further ado, let's get on to these tips. Okay, the first one is about vocal rest, and there's kind of a lot of confusion surrounding it because vocal rest really depends, the type of it depends on what you are doing. So one of my other passions is theater. I absolutely love acting. I have an amazing theater group, and one thing that my director always stresses is vocal rest, which basically is for like up to an hour or even like a day before the performance is you are talking as little as possible. You're not singing, you're not doing anything that really strains your voice, because when you get on stage, you need to project, you need to act, you need to be dramatic. You don't want your voice dying in the middle of the show because that's just not good. And it's just really hard on your vocal cords when you're having to project for a long period of time after you've been talking for a long time. So the thing is, that's really good for theater, but for singing, you actually don't want to do that. You don't want to, okay, I'm not saying you want to be like screamoing, you don't want to be going crazy, screaming a bunch. So you should be resting your voice up to your performance, but you don't want to be just going stagnant and not talking or even singing at all, because it's really hard on your vocal cords to jump from no singing to boom, now we're singing and, you know, hitting all these crazy high notes that we haven't done. So what you should do is warm up, which can be like just going through scales or other exercises. You can run through a couple songs even. You don't want to go straight to like a super high note, because again, that's really strain on your vocal cords. Think of it like, you know, when you wake up in the morning and your voice is kind of froggy and just doesn't feel good and just feels weird and sleepy, and then throughout the day as you're talking and you're doing stuff, it kind of just loosens up more. That's really what warming up should do for your voice, is those vocal cords, maybe you haven't been singing in the day, but as you're warming up and stuff, they're getting stretched, they're getting put in place, they're getting ready to sing. It's also kind of just a way to tell your body that we're gonna sing now, so get ready, like a warm up before a workout. That's kind of the effect of warm-ups and singing. So yeah, let's move on to the next tip. Okay, so the second tip has a lot of controversy surrounding it because it's not really testable by, you know, science. Just, you kind of just know it by experiment, but it doesn't always happen for certain people. So this might be different depending on the person. This is just kind of my observation. But I was doing research on this, and I found that a lot of big name choirs and acting studios as well, they really recommend avoiding dairy before a performance. And the reason for that is because dairy, milk, yogurt, you know, that kind of thing, it's very thick. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but you know, when you drink milk and you feel that kind of like that weird feeling in your throat, it's like, it's not bad, it's just, it's very thick. And it's not good for vocal cords because it coats them. It's like putting on like a thick thing of Vaseline on yourself, and then it's like you have all this extra stuff, and it's like, what do I do with it now? I don't know. It coats those vocal cords, and that can make you feel and sound like you're singing with a head cold, even though, you know, you're not sick, but it sounds like it because your voice feels that thick, and there's that phlegm and build up just because of the dairy. So yeah, I would recommend staying away from dairy in a couple, like 2 to 3 hours leading up to your performance, because it'll coat your vocal cords. I'm lactose intolerant, so that isn't super hard for me to do, but one thing that I do struggle with is staying away from processed sugar, which it has the same effect, and I'm kind of a sweet tooth, so yeah, processed sugar, it will coat your vocal cords, and it also just isn't good for your voice in the long run because it actually literally scratches your throat as you're eating it. So it's just not very good for you in the long run anyway. So yeah, definitely, you know, have that hot cocoa after your show, but probably avoid it before it. So yeah, let's move to the third and final tip. All right, so just as a general rule of thumb, it's a good idea to be hydrated normally, which I don't really like drinking water a lot, but definitely you want to be drinking water as you're going into a show. And another thing that can really help, which is this third tip, is drinking tea. So lemon tea and peppermint tea, and there was a lot of other ones, like licorice tea. A lot of those stronger ones, they can really cut through any like gunk in your throat, and that warmth, yeah, the heat, and then the qualities of the tea itself, those will really help cut through the gunk in your throat and just make your voice sound all around clearer and better. And another thing with tea is, as it's warm and just, you know, you just kind of feel better when you're holding something warm. I don't know, I know I do. That can really, if you're feeling nervous, tea can also help with that. And, you know, it'll, as you're drinking, especially peppermint tea, that can really help relax your chest and your stomach if your stomach's hurting because you're nervous, or if your chest is all tight and anxious. Again, that'll really help relax those muscles because it's warm and it's just soothing all around. And tea is very good for your vocal cords. Another thing that I found, in case you don't have tea on you and your voice is feeling weird, or like it feels like you're like right on the edge of a head cold, which is not a fun place to be if you're getting ready for a show, is if you don't have tea available, then some warm water with some honey in it, and if you mix it up and then have it with just like by the tablespoon, that can also really help your vocal cords. It's not quite as tasty, I think, just because, you know, lukewarm water is kind of weird, but it definitely works in a pinch in case you're like getting ready and, oh no, my voice feels really bad. You know, a lot of restrooms have warm water, and you know, you can maybe get like honey or something at like a coffee shop or something. It should, you know, you can find stuff, you can make do. But yeah, that can really help your voice too. Same with like lemon water. It's recommended not to drink like ice water because it can tighten those muscles that you just relaxed. So yeah, that's kind of my word on those 3 tips. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and please be sure to subscribe and share if you think your friends would enjoy this. Yeah, and hope you guys enjoyed it.